my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates this spark. Ways the heart as I sun ray, my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when the run and bass drop. I rose up, took a shower, purified my auric field, took copper for a wall to ensure my chlorophyll is pumping. Done some curls for sure, I've more to build. Solid foundation, my crown chakra core and hill. Pound the pavement, sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war, man or woman and child. Rid the land of all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. Is the peace laugh or war cry, whatever the relevant name of each path, simple, highest form, spiritualities, how you teach math. A humble beast is still a beast. Now feel the beast wrath, rain fire upon them, and the internet forms, sigils, emojis, and the avatars that wore them. Destroy this de facto government and its quorums. Establish Big Ma house so she may restore him. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waves the heart as I sun ray, my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waves the heart as I sun ray, my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when rhyme and bass drop. The next host, note to self, quit playing, hit the gas. This shaft is called my turn, take the risk and spaz. Most of them got vaccinated with chips in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for grist of their cash. Sad can't watch videos without the subliminals. Predictive programming weirdo sprung menstrual shows. The land's contaminated, fruits and vegetables, black minerals, the water and skies are fried. Liquid chemicals, technology got me here in front of my desktop, perusing these beats and whatnot for my best option, contemplating which bar will next pop to unlock the minds that are stuck within a Xbox off the chart. I continue to climb, watching the rest flop like carp fishing, 100% fresh shark water. I'm on the front line, X marks the spot. I shine because of her, for she's the best part. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waves the heart as I sun ray, my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Waves the heart as I sun ray, my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes. Marks once we make knowledge born is when the rhyme and bass drops.
What the goal of the billionaire class is to remake the world as a digital simulation, really, to digitalize, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit.
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work, you're left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. When the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We got Protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. Ebola, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released for prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? We should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the golem, bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Look, earlier I received an upload, was told to reach out, touch those, crush foes, speak out, bust flows, duck woes, balance the ups and lows, open windows, shut doors, pay attention to what grows and what doesn't, what was and what wasn't, rare is what I've been ever since I was born. At the commencement, I adore squash, beans, and corn, lots of strings and horns, over the beat, swing of a horn, outdrum the outcome, the child of athlete is back in action, fact not fashion. Most y'all internet has-beens, more like commercials, with whack acting, from commercial to action, I'm laughing back up to laughing. I spit mad, God, civilization, John G. Jackson, like a Gatlin, the last dragon, cosmic memory of an Atlantean, E3 technology is who I am in skin, walking the landmass is Atlas. Some say I'm batshit crazy, but that's the masses for you. Can you blame the people? Most been trained to be feeble, tame sheeple by the evil, who means to keep you cashless in the fastest society, where the vax and the mass are the blame for the dying street. You the root race, they medieval. Eat the cheap food they feed you, or read through these fools. Restorer or rebel, can't play God unless acquainted with the devil. Polarity you choose, acquainted with its level. Frequency, distance is an illusion, so please unveil the confusion. Look beyond the shadow of the late and hollow years, see the far and distant lands where tomorrow appears. Put it in perspective, decision of each being the latest, most accurate vision of peace, where each one teach one to reach one, freeze one from under the trees and stump of the impeached one. Remember, all skin folk are not kinfolk. While I hold a sword in my left hand, my right a pen to paint quotes.
What's happening? How's it going, guys? What am I doing in English this morning? I actually was studying. I was actually studying German and Mandarin for like 3 hours last night. My head is like, I was working with sounds, how you say? First of all, hey, gratuity, Omeg T, what's going on, beloved? What's cracking? Anyway, whoever shows up, shows up. But you got to work, like I was working on sound, like tones. Because a lot of people don't know that regardless of the vowel sounds, there's an underway of doing things. You know what I'm saying? Ni hao. You know, it's not like ni hao. See, we say how. You know what I'm saying? But when you say you haul, then it's like ni hao. You see what I'm saying? And then even that, it's up, it's not down, because here in our alphabet, the so-called alphabet, All right, we're going to use the terms. All right, it's down. Theirs goes up. Ni hao. You see what I'm saying? So, and in German, you know what I'm saying? Stuka. It's more of a drag long language. Dunkopf. You know what I'm saying? You see that? It's like in between the up and the low. You know, it's, and so I was just going through phrases, repeating sentences, and this is something that has to happen. I actually was talking to Spanish to one of the workers here, from Ecuador, and he was really tightening me up. You know, he was like, "You know how to speak?" I was like, "No, I know, but I don't do it all the time." It's like anything. He said, "But you're different." I was, that don't have nothing to do with it. This is a physical body. Until you want to move beyond that, you better believe it will change. He's like, "What do you mean?" I says, "You know, y'all go to these churches, you say Catholic, Christian, this, that, and the other, and you have no interpretation, no true interpretation of what any of it means. So it keeps you in this barter system. You go on Sundays, right? Not even the seventh day. You believe in 365, 12 months, all these things. But you haven't allocated yourself to see anything else because nobody around you has presented it, because you're probably not of the soil. Or the war has done that much damage where there's nothing to recoup." But I said, "I'll share what I can with you. Available moments." And he wanted me to talk. He wanted to talk. I was like, "No, man, a little bit. You might have a photographic memory and everything, a little bit. Because you will be like that guy in the book of Elijah. He wanted the Bible to control the masses. I don't know you like that." And he just looked at me like, "Wow." You know what I mean? It's not no wow, but you know when the wow factor is in play. You know what I mean? They all swear I'm from somewhere in South America. I says that's when my father's side came through, if you want to call it South America. I wasn't going to debate them on that because that's the level of their knowledge. It's not South America, but it is, you know, it's like this ain't North America. This isn't, oh, we say we want. This ain't, I ain't, is your ears or ain't you ain't my baby. Going way back to them Indians. Music like that was used to destroy the family, if you don't know that. Let's let a few more play, okay? And let a few more people come in. Oh, it's going to be a decent Friday for those people, because somebody called me and says, "You know it's Friday, Red. Thank you for being comical." No, I didn't. Honestly, I didn't. I didn't want a gun behind me. I wanted to be able to culminate with some information I've shared. You know, it brings culmination to fruition with those who will, and then have no issue communicating with one another. That's why we subscribe to each other or follow each other on other platforms, to be able to have communication and messengers. Not for drugs, alcohol, to sneak in what you like and then find out the person likes that, so you can stay a dividend of that broken down society. So no, connect, people, connect. Go for the gut health, you know that, right? And the flow, right?
You rap that close up, play my God, it's overdue, your time is in the end. Lock jobs, I look without saying, you put me on the better, but just the wind. The rest is about to get rolled down. With some presses attached to the war zone. Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger, popping like Thuricone. Backed by the honorable, who sits at the pinnacle, who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the political simple. My thinking is critical. I'm just ventilating of the actions of the pretenders.
We gotta watch this again, man.
I'm here of all citizens who have to understand over meals.
There you go.
When the caps get filled, don't believe in GC type. Going hits close to home, you gotta act the bone. When it gas the dome, when it's on the zone, already my vision through sight. It's gonna be killed whenever I fight. From above, I'll be given the right. So you better be ready to ride tonight. On the way to the door, they like, we gon' win them all, so go past the kite. 3 pound pressure, no weight pressure. Drop to your pressure, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight pressure. Drop to your pressure, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight pressure. Drop to your pressure, me no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight pressure. Drop to your pressure, me no surrender. This world is set
such a, and when I say this word, I don't mean in an ideal sense. I mean it.
Just a little bit, baby. Just a little bit, all right?
A
A little bit of catnip, man. I don't want you to be all.
Everybody back off. You know,
I know.
everybody like you taught that from school, everywhere. Big business. You want to be successful? You want to be like Trump? Gimme, gimme, gimme. Push, 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 push. Step, step, step. Crush, crush, crush. That's how it
Y'all know this is made from our seat,
Nobody ever
right?
stop.
From our seat. The vine. But I called them, asked them, yeah, but what you coating it with? Is it beeswax, which is fine? So it's, oh, we'll call you back. I was like, it better be something that would not no paraffins and polyurethanes and all that other stuff. You know, you catch them out here, you know? You catch them out here. Anybody do anything for $1, and then when it comes down to it, they feel like, oh, well, if something happens, and I run up to people that can help me, they'll never know that I was a scientist working on the very chemicals that was killing their babies and everything. I'm just saying, y'all, you know who the issue is, right? These scientists, and a lot of them are on islands and in Europe and in Asian countries. There's still some here, but not as much as you think. South America has some chemical companies that make some of the food, them little food grade traveling Cliff bars and all that kind of stuff. I'm just using that as an example. I can't say which ones they are, but they're not natural, y'all. I've had them, and I knew right away. Oh man, this is garbage. There's a place in New York, and it's a family, it's husband and wife, I guess the kids, where they actually take dates. They show you cranberries and all that, and they make, because they run and stuff. Those are the people I used to get my bars when I worked out. When I used to, go in there to get it all on, I used to eat like one before and one after. And people were like, damn, Red, what you on, man? That was after I got off the androgen because people were having heart attacks. So they gave me androgen. My testosterone when I came out the military was like, and I was like, what in the world? I'm horny and excuse my left. I was feeling my oats. I was like, I'm waking up every morning, regularly at night. It was still trying to wave the Star-Spangled Banner. No. All right, hold on. We're gonna talk. Sorry about that, Tozy. My apologies. But I was like, what? Then I remembered when I started studying medicine. And see, medicine won't say this. So that's why I say most of your doctors are liars, they're criminals. And we're talking about for the melanated community. We're talking about the autochthonous of this land. I ain't talking about no indigenous, wannabe indigenous Native American. I ain't talking about that. They got to figure it out for themselves. But with you and I, okay, with these bodies, you produce oxygen and you metastasize vitamins and minerals different. Okay, this is a fact. Because somebody, I don't know, somebody must say, a lot of y'all be watching weird stuff. I don't go looking for weird crap, okay? I don't need to. You can ask me, all right? So, yeah, your bone density is strong, is bigger than everybody else's. Now, can you eat meat? Of course you can, because your body has changed. It is metamorphosized. You know what I'm saying? It is morphed into something a little different from what it was. But you can reclaim yourself. The only issue is that's why they don't have frequencies. I look at the brother Malik, all right? Right now he has a couple of pages called Miracle Malik, who was shot 5 to 6 hours after doing a video. Because in Philly, the fake Islam and the fake 5%ers and all those worthless Negroes, this is what we have. Now you have some guys who want to do some good things, but they have a hard time letting go of their past. They will never ascend. Not my problem. But I support him. I've been supporting him over the years, chat with him and everything. And just like his grandmother, and those who have the pain, the hardship of the things going on. But what those worthless doctors, those physical therapists, now all the doctors go through a course, just like theologians, and become so-called preachers and Baptist ministers and Episcopal or whatever, right? To learn the further in-depth people and further lies. The doctors, there are a bunch of them that know that frequencies do heal. They know that a lot of the medication they use is allowing them to prepare themselves because they know that either it's going to be caustic or it's going to assist you in medicating you for the moment. And that way they can further research in that field, that obscurity, to when we say most of their reason why they're here is because what we knew saved their ancestors. You see what I'm saying? Do you see that there's supposed to be a give and take? Well, all we're doing is getting taken and nothing, and we give. You should see that as it is. Because you see how hip hop is now belongs to the world, and everybody else is making a massive amount of fiat. And who else especially? You know who. I'm not saying their names. Because I don't have to. Okay? But you see our people, they go and pick the worst of them, the most perverse of them. Okay? And this is what you're dealing with because a lot of you have become too settled. The fluoride, the chlorine. A lot of us swam in chlorine pools. I was a lifeguard. I couldn't stand it, having to go in there and put the little, in ignorance, not knowing anything. When our swimming pools that we built for training and teaching our youth, because all of us knew how to swim back in the 1800s, it's well documented, okay? And the first thing they did when they moved into a lot of our places, if we got back into the pools, because it was an old time fable with a great grandma saying, go and swim, baby, not knowing that these new breeds, these bastardized individuals on our land, didn't want to be around us because they've been killing or meeting with thousands to watch a lynching, letting it become the norm to take over the land. So they would fill the pools in with concrete. Pools, the very pools we built. Because if that wasn't the case, they would know, if they knew how to to extract big magic and everything else, they could have cleansed the pool. If it was that serious. See, this is what people don't know. Okay? That's why I don't debate with ex-police officers, ex-military special force guys who don't know nothing other than the fact that they were taught how to kill. When we got a whole bunch of brothers that can get out of prison and I'll kill any of them and I'll duel and I'll beat any of them. And some of those individuals in the prisons are used in dark operations. They go in there, they get the worst of the worst, they take them out, they train them. You never hear about them. So called, they die with a fake witch call, blood plaque. People walking around moving away who knew nothing about these individuals who just committed this, which wasn't really a death. And then they take them out, and then the organization gets them, and they've got thousands like that. You got a lot of fake dead bodies from those who are not collected in these people's graves, and the people don't know to go and dig them up and have the DNA done to show them that they're not their people. So these people are running around, and they have become and swooped up, and look, they haven't even been leashed onto the population. Okay? Why am I saying this? I'm not saying this for you to give it energy and to get all about yourself. What I'm doing is I'm speaking on the things most of you have no idea about. Okay? And the importance of what I shared yesterday, why it's very important. I don't have to ham on the ignorance of this group or that group. Unnecessary. I don't have to have hatred to vindicate, to be the vindicator. Somebody made a donation. Let me say thank you right quick. Appreciate it. I went ahead and took that amount of money that was in there because it would have cost me like over like $8, $9. I was like, I'm not paying that. I just got it with $4.75, paid that, and put it into the account. So it's sitting there like, so I found the book I want to get, but I think I'm gonna end up probably buying it on my own, and I'm gonna share it with y'all. But let me go ahead and do this right quick and say this in semi-appreciation. My apologies. Gas, I always get gas, which is a good sign for me. Marcus Williams, we hope beloved. That's what I appreciate it. Usually 5x5 means that, you know, you're here and you know, salutations to you being here. I usually say, hey, baby girl, hey, beloved Richard Lone Wolf. They're going another Wolf fan. Appreciate that, okay? And Jay Davis, I gave my appreciation yesterday. Appreciate you, beloved. All right. So anyway, I want to read some things. All right. I want to ask a question. Doesn't mean that you have to respond, but if you do, I will take the time to read. This is no rush. There was something I wanted to read this morning from the Science of the Sacred Secretion, but I wanted to break it down. But we'll do that a little later before we get into the what you call read. Okay. Okay. I have notes. Y'all know I have notes, and sometimes I gotta dig through my notes. So let me bear with me just for a few seconds, please. I want to read The Fluoride Deception to y'all too. This is a book that I have by Christopher Bryson, with a foreword by Dr. Theo Colburn. Now there are several books out, and I really want to get into that, but I'm going to read from the book. Now this is a PDF. I actually ordered the book. Okay, this is the book. But I'm going to read from the book, and I'm gonna blend it with two, Dr. Thornton and a lady from Denmark. So. Yeah, it's over there with the Britons. Yeah, so it's there, and then UNC as well. Okay, but let me find this. I want to stay in the scope of spiritual, ghosts, apparitions, source, soul. I want you to see something. And I'm going to use this little scripture. I take these notes, and when I share with you, it's available to you to go and look at it yourself, okay? I'm not saying this is a fact. I'm not saying it's something else, okay? Okay, where we at? There we go. I don't know. I hope this ain't taking up space with all this information I got. Good gracious. All right, that's one. I need to plug this in because it's pretty low. I didn't charge it last night. Okay. Okay, let's see. All right. I want to bring some things to you because there are a lot of things that have been utilized that destroy many truths. Why do I say that? Because if it's beat into you and programmed into you, you'll see exactly what they want you to see. And it has nothing to do with who you are, nor anything you should worry about or be plagued with. Because when you have this type of information, you create people, you literally create. And that's what they're not going to tell you. So, yesterday, we were reading In the Power of Now, and we were speaking specifics, okay? Just like I was telling you, when you look at, let's pull it up. I'm going to read it verbatim. I'm not going to sit here and just make up stuff, okay? Even though I can say it as it should be, I want to read it. I have thousands of them up here. Oh my goodness gracious. I look like a ghost. Some big old black Chinese half-breed mixed goofy pale-skinned baby. No, I'm just messing with y'all. I wasn't lying though. I'm actually some of everybody, but that's not here and there. You'll figure it out. A few of you will. Okay, let's just pull it up because I'm not going to go all the way back. I've got like an extra 80 tabs up top. I know I cleansed it before, okay? And there's thousands of them back up there. On all of the platforms I utilize, besides when I go to the library over here and order stuff that they don't have. Because I'd be bugging them out. They're like, oh, he's going to order a good book. I'm going to, do y'all have this book and that book? No, but Mr. James, we will, especially the big thick sister in there. She'd be like, Mr. James, what book did you buy? I'll bring it here and show y'all next week or something when I go over to Encompass to see Dr. Whatchamacallit for the VA. But do you have these, can y'all order these books here? And they'll get in there and they'll be like all the women looking. Everybody on hold. We can bring it here. Yeah, bring like 5. You ought to see this library, man. How many books I done brought in here in the last 3 years. It's incredible. Okay, King James Version. This is not in my notes. I don't want it in my notes. Don't need it. When you look at Revelations 3, chapter 3, verse 9, King James, whatever, whatever version. I think there's 1,000 of them now. Anyway, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not. Remember, I expressed to you that if you don't know what you're listening to, and when somebody's pushing stuff, or some hypocrite, or somebody running around in here and they fusillade of the flesh tone note, right, which is a broken one, how the 808 affects a person, which is low, but it's an obscurity, okay? They say they are Jews, but they are not. They say they are something that never existed. They profess to be someone or some group that never was. That is the simple way of breaking that down, okay? The Bible verse is talking about, we're going to speak about creation and a few other things. Just pay attention. These are my notes, all right? And I'll go ahead and read them to you, all right? The Bible verse, go into the world and preach the gospel to all creation, which appears in Mark 6:15, right? It says, go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation. It doesn't mean go out and gather everyone and start pushing a religion. The Bible verse, go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation. The gospel, what is the gospel? But in Mark now, 16:15, chapter 16, verse 15, Yeshua used a different word to tell us who we are to target. With the gospel message, he said, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. The word world in this verse is from the Greek word cosmos. Pay attention. Let's look at cosmos. An apt and harmonious arrangement or constitution. Cosmos definition, as in word usage. An apt and harmonious arrangement or constitution, order, ornament, decoration, adornment. Does the Creator not adorn everything that He created and said, for His work was good? On the seventh day, and He rested. Let's say He and all that bull crap, okay? Well, if you look at in the Greek Hebrew definition, Strong's number 2889, you can find that cosmos pronounced cosmos, right? Probably from the base of 2865. If you get into quatrains, and all that kind of stuff. Orderly arrangement. Order, people. For example, decoration by implication, the world in a wide or narrow sense, including its inhabitants, literally or figuratively adorning it means everything established in order. It doesn't mean worship, praise, doesn't mean take people, gather them together if they don't want this, that, and the other. This is the lie that has been usurped. It's more. And what it alludes to is to enjoy and endure and be appreciative. Has nothing to do with war or the stagnation or the perversion. You see the empty things that have a light, but it is them moving and those who talk and preach on corners and everything else that are a perversion outside of order. And I should know. As in soul, spirit, or like an ex who disappears from your life. An ex who disappears from your life has nothing to do with order. First of all, if you were established in order, there would be no disappearing, there wouldn't be no ex, there wouldn't be no wife, there would be none of that. Things would be established as it was presented and meant to be. We can fill this earth right now, 1,000, 1,000,000 times over, and it would never be overpopulated if it was in order and not by the perverse that y'all allow in your lazy, stagnated, insensitive, diabolical desire placed upon you from birth, a re-entry. In folklore, a ghost is the soul. Wait. Unlike an ex who disappears when you think about a soul or spirit, meaning of ghost embody the opposite, a presence. Ghosts came into Old English as usual. They had to make something up because they can't go no further than that. Because they excited you, a religion in you. Excited religion in you. Excited religion in you. Old English as gas, meaning soul gassed, not gas, gassed, a gust. You know what I mean? Meaning soul spirit, according to a 1999 on language column in the New York Times. In folklore, a ghost is the soul or spirit of a dead person, lies, or non-human animal, human, non-human. You see what they did? Non-human animal. So you're in league with the sea beast, but you're a little different. So you're not the sea beast, but you consider that when you say human, which is humane, that means to put down. That means something that walks on different legs than you, and some that can walk on legs like you, but it removes you from being sentient or being that soul, that source that is believed to be able to appear to the living. Isn't everything alive? As for the narrative, what is alive? Have any of y'all looked it up? I'm not going to share everything. Because you got to work in order to allow yourself to accept something that may be relevant. I can't sit here and say true, this, that, and other. You have to, you have to step into your feet. You have to walk in your footprints. But you have to allow yourself to remove all those things that cloud you, that make you septic. How many of you know that women are always complaining, he left the seat up, and she should complain? Are you aware that when you urinate and defecate in the toilet, you should close the lid, men? Do you know why? Because you, just like a tick, just like a crab, one of those things, the water comes out. It's a mist. All right? You should close it. And then when you go to use it for you bag leaders and everything, you really should have a wipe or something. A little lemon and orange peel with some lemon or lime, zest. Put in a little bit of mineral water and spray and wipe your stuff down. You don't need these detergents and everything. If need, you could put a little clove in there for scent and fragrance with a bay leaf. Yes, people, and shake it up in your little PFAS bottle, or you can get glass ones. You wear that? And you spray it, wipe your stuff down, your mirror, your bathtub. You don't have to go bleach. I use tar. Anybody, if you take a shower in my bath, you might see some hairs, but that's just rinse that off. But anyway, I use tar soap, all right, that has bourbon scent, all right, which comes from a wood. And this tar makes stains in the bathroom. I'm not going to wipe that. Get your butt up in there. Wash your behind. Stop being legitimately stupid. All right? That stuff is going to probably help your nasty feet get in them pores and clean it out. The problem is you allow so much to go on. The chlorine in the water shouldn't be there. The reason why the chlorine's there is to make it odorless. So you can't smell the putrid fact of what else they put in the water that hides. Just like the fluoride and a few other things. Because they're giving you your own stuff. Some people are starting to realize they have been feeding you people. Now they want the military to start eating GMO, genetically modified food. They make you weak because you refuse to be the strength that you are. Harmonious. You don't talk to the trees. You don't hug them. You don't speak to the ground. You don't pick the dirt up and rub it on your face and on your head. You don't be the purification of the platform that will stabilize and make you. You see how the individuals come in and run? Those are the people we need the least of. But you don't have no feelings and no emotions. There's no hate. Hate is a construct, a narrative that's pursuant to the out of order table that you live on and you feed from. You don't have to have it. Some people see me and look at somebody like, man, you just gave them the death stare. That's by your perception. I just noticed that they're out of tune. Like I noticed you when you see me coming up, but you're so happy to see me, you don't realize that I've seen that you're out of tune. Your incitement is because I have some tuning. Not all the way. I don't want it. But y'all need to be tuned. See, if I was allowing myself to be tuned, then I wouldn't be what my say least. I'm not here to convince nobody of nothing. Because y'all don't even know when something's helping. It still runs to everything else that was laid before you. And I'm not giving you everything. I'm not going to. Can't do it. And it's more there. But that's when you come around. When you decide, hey, I'm going to take a look, see my brother Red. Yo, hey, come on, come on, Intick. Now kid don't matter. Aggie don't, whatever. Come on, bring your black family. You know what I'm saying? And sit down. We can have a day. I like to go shooting. It's just fun. But it could be a day. Imagine me having about 10 to 12 people here where we sit all around. I was thinking about ordering beanbags. I'm going to get out of here, but I'm going to take a trip. I'm going to go down and visit out my brother and hang out with him for the weekend. I'm going to take my tent and everything. I'm going to hang out, a couple of guns and rifles, and walk around. If I got to swing a pickaxe that day to get things started, so that way him, his wife, his babies, they can go ahead and be out there working safely, then we can get it done. And then those do a little video, and for those who don't know, because see, I'm surprised Ganja hasn't put a video up. He doesn't have to pinpoint his location. I always say Tucson. That's all you need to know. But he can give you an outskirt of what you're looking at. He doesn't have to give you a place that you can Google Earth and, But the thing is, because they mapped everything out, to see that there's so much to work with out there. I've seen more than enough. I know what it looks like out there. All right, it's a big difference. And should be there right now. Should have been there a year ago. Would have known better. You know what I'm saying? But things happen for a reason. I'm not doing it out of fear. I'm not doing it out of worry. I'm doing it because right now, people need to be together, growing food. We don't have to be a religion. We don't have to be this fake democracy or none of that nonsense that doesn't exist. We establish ourselves based upon the principles of our true relationship to the earth. And that's how it should be. And people have a hard time with that. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Chat filter top message community moderation. What in the world is they doing, man? They done changed it up again. All right, let me see. All messages. There we go. I put all messages. They changed it, which is cool. But like I said, we don't have to be on here cursing, demeaning individuals, talking bad. Like I said, I have two uncles who are Jewish. Now they're darker than me, and they're a different breed, but not converts. I can't get into their history. It's not for me to do that. Brooklyn, New York. But there are Jews who are good people, man. But you're a Judean. And my uncles may be Judean. They're not sure. They know their history going back. They're old. But they said there's been so many wars by these so-called Zionists, these individuals who use the term Jew to make everybody quiet. Okay? That's based upon people, my relatives would say, and what I learned when I was in Palestine. And you know, in Brooklyn. But that was for me at a time where I probably didn't need it, but I wasn't getting where I needed to be at and accepting who I was for a long time. So there's no reason for me to badmouth. Everybody sees what's going on. People choose. Just like you have all these so-called veterans going over to fight with Ukraine. These are the Palestinians who are stupid. Now they are. You know, and they don't know any better. They really don't. Okay? Because see, they were given, this is what was known, they would be given something that they cannot contain. That's why you have people all around the world who some of them are just like, like, because of Hollywood and everything else, you know what I'm saying? And they'll never see the truth because they're blind. Their whole hemisphere and their total existence is obscured. It's an absurdity. It's not hate. It's not I'm not being vindictive. If I was vindictive, I wouldn't be on any platform. You would have never met me or known me. And you better believe it wouldn't have been no laid out CIA spoof. They'd have been making all kind of lies, but I guarantee you it'd have been a totally different, whole different thing. And you better believe any fed Negro that walked in would have never existed. See, that's the difference from one life to another life. That's a guarantee. That is something I could have promised. As far as the narrative of what promise and a guarantee means. You know, that's now you're getting back into another form of barter or whatever. That's these words. Anyway, it's not what was meant for me. I was always seeking balance, never being able to express it. Never at the time. Didn't know how. And kept ignoring the things that kept saying otherwise. And then when I started realizing what I was capable of, and without a flinching, nothing, just not even empty, just knowing something had to be done, exactly what needed to be done, but I hadn't accepted who I was, and that was a misdirection, and it was meant for me to do something else. And I kept ignoring it. I was like, I ain't doing it, man. I used to be like, oh, man, you know, the middle thing, and like, I was, man, and you know what I'm saying? I used to look in the mirror saying that, look, I was like, man, am I going crazy? I didn't want to accept. Then that one day, I accepted who I was. Because I could see everything laid out before me. I remembered a whole lot of things, like woke up. And then 3 days later, after returning, I was drowning on blood. Literally. Unable to breathe for 3 days before, you know, they had to fly me. Emergency flight. Somebody knew who I was. And they kept a hand on me and on the back. And they just looked forward ahead and everybody around them. They didn't, and I was like, who is this mofo? They got me up in there, but when I got up in there, he had to disembark. Then the Ethiopian came around later on, the one who told me, you were poisoned. And I said, why didn't I tell him? I have an outside, and you need to come to it. I'll see you, but I have something to do first. I refused their food. And I had Knucklehead bring me all kind of stuff. And I started drinking greens, and eating leaves, and walking the labyrinth, a maze. And they said they'd never seen anybody walk the maze like that. I says, because they don't know. You don't know. I says, do you know who built it? Outside the hospital. Well, I'll share a picture of it. And they were like, no, we don't. I said, well, maybe it was meant for everybody. It was meant for me, but then I says it's time for me to go. And it's like, well, Mr. You're not putting no more crap in me. You had some little fake, some little Jewish woman come in, all different uniform, looking at me like she was scared and wanted to shoot something up into the thing. And I said, what is that? And then somebody else, some Hindu with a fat ogre-looking woman, couldn't speak English. Like there was this big experiment in there, because mRNA is big in there. Oh, it's this, and I says, well, I already got that right there in the drip. And I really don't want no more of this stuff. And I pulled all the stuff out, because you don't know what the problem is, but you got the solution with all this crap. I says, you really don't know me. I got up, walked into the bathroom, got butt naked, door wide open, sat down in the middle of the bathroom. Was big, Indian style, my back to them, and started meditating and chanting. But them people cleared out of there so fast. I mean, you could hear pins falling, stuff falling. People literally ran up out the room. Then the chefs came up. What's wrong with the food? Husband and wife. We didn't know if we could meet you. And I was like, of course you can come and meet me. And so I gave them a whole list of real food to consume for healing properties. And they were dumbfounded. And it was time for me to check out then. That was supposed to be part of the story. I thought I would share that. I had to think about it. But that's the real story. And there are people who know it because they remember everything that happened. And y'all still think this is a game? Do you? You want to tell you my body pains? I embrace, well, they call them pains, but my knees, my wrists, no cartilage on my toes, the back surgery, shot, Bell's palsy. Because everything was meant for me to be somewhere or be part of something or see somebody. And sometimes it's in the worst way. At least that's what you would think, right? But there are times when you start realizing it was meant to happen that way. It could have happened another way. But in this place that the world y'all call, right, that you live in, sadly, some things happen for a reason. Just like when I was saying about Miracle Malik in Philly. Well, I've got plenty others. I shared the video about the Air Force guy who attempted to commit suicide. He's in a wheelchair, and I follow him, and I listen to him every day, and I chat. And I used to visit a lot of the guys, the veterans who had attempted suicide, and other people, and take my service dog. And I used to listen to the story from the survivors. And I used to laugh at them. You see the bright light? Yeah, but I think it was the light when they were trying to save me. I was like, yeah, exactly. Never go into it. You can use it as a guide of what to stay away from. Order doesn't need a false sense of light. You have been indoctrinated to believe that light, because they show Jesus with the light behind him, the sun, the Ra, whatever. You got people you can listen to for all that. And they only do that because you can see. And in the darkness, you have a hard time seeing because you can't sound, you don't have vibrations, you can't close your eyes and see things, like an x-ray. You can't do what some people teach themselves to do, who lost vision. Remember the young man that lost his battle with cancer? He didn't lose a battle with cancer. He saw other things, was capable of other things that he couldn't share to nobody else. And he said enough, and he moved on. He was able to do something, but the system will tell you otherwise, because you get where I'm coming from without being too brash, all right? Because you have not walked blindfolded. How many of you have ever sat around and walked them to the door and walked around your house, took the little bangs on your shin and your knees with a blindfold on, knowing exactly where you live, okay, or the place where you abode, right? The abode you are in, whatever, home, whatever you want to call it, right? How many of you ever moved around as such? Moving and touching the wall to where it becomes normal without falling, getting vertical or whatever. Do you know that if you was to do that, that you would heighten other senses? I don't have to get into that. You can read up on that. You could probably Google something, probably find something on YouTube or whatever. Okay? Ascension doesn't mean I'm just going to ascend because I grounded my feet and I started drinking a different water. You know, I'm doing fruit and vegetables. No, that's just okay. You're benefiting your physical a little better. And in doing that, yes, you can ascertain other things, you know, heavy metal detox, this, that, no, the appropriate way. Don't go buying in and everything. All right. The thing is to be able to look inside yourself and not believe, not accept, not make it real, but know that you're capable. Know that you're going to do it one time and you're not going to keep running over it in your head, because see, when you do that, you disembark from the truth of what you're capable of. That means there's doubt. There's an apparition of doubt that's still clouding you because of all the misinformation. There's so much. A lot of you see people, great information. Look at right now what they're doing with the shot. The information's all over the place, but for some reason on our soil, you have the most perverse of individuals who want to sit here and say they're censoring. They're not censoring nothing. They're censoring themselves. I mean, hey, 2A, bump stock, brace, we're good to go. But the platform was utilized as a weapon by the very individuals that control it, the certain government individuals. Just like Facebook was created by the CIA, which was originally logbook, and what was it before that? AOL was the establishment of all of it, because you know we invented that computer, then the whole internet. It wasn't no Hindu guy. That's not the guy that invented the internet. Now I'm so grateful that I was able to read who invented it, but this is what they do. They like to sit there and take it, and you're gonna buy into it, even though you're alive right now. You're always alive. You're always gonna be always alive. All right. And they use it as a weapon, like they use music, dance, and everything else to offbeat the beat, offbeat the rhythm, the frequency, to establish something perverse. And look at the individuals they look at little Nas X. Like, you know why he's getting time? Because you got broken families and you have a system of teachers and professors who are perverse. That's right, I said that. They're not in order. But does it mean that you're supposed to focus on that? No. You're supposed to have hate? No. It ain't for you to hate anything. But because they have, they have grafted you into that, that's a further disembarkment from your truth. All right? People are going to keep pushing religion because they don't know how to break things down. I'm here to disrupt that. I'm not saying there's no creative creation. You're endowed with all that, for ye are gods. Why is it that you still want to misinterpret it? Does it mean that you're bigger or lower? You are supposed to walk in the grace of divinity that you exist in, though you do not see it, because the purgatory you established in ignorance, that was you've been groomed in. You have been groomed in it. You have to change that. They can too. Everyone has a choice. I hope they don't. I know I can say that. Don't you say anything ugly. I can say that. And don't attempt, try is what I'm going to say for y'all, to interpret that. Stop. Why are we in the time of revealing? They want you to believe in World War III so that way you'll make it happen. Look at some of the idiots, ex-veterans too. I'm not surprised. I say idiots because that's what they is. You know what the word idiot really means? I'm not here to do all the damn breaking down of words today, okay? But they push that. And they'll say that they're not sensationalizing this, that, and other. They don't even know. They'll talk like they know energy. They take this vitamin and that, this, that, and the other. They don't know the first thing about order. It's not established in them, though it's with them. It's not established in them. So you're going to get those things that make you capitulate farther into the aptitude of darkness, so-called darkness. It's actually into the light of the lie. Something you will see because you've been groomed, and that's the narrative you'll accept. Instead of going into the darkness in the other direction, saying, man, I ain't playing with this no more, and allow yourself to be free. Why do they say when you meditate, you want to silence everything? Remember we were talking about the Buddhism and this, that, and other? But in doing that, you are supposed to question it. The darkness is not a bad place. Just like the truth of the term mourning was based on what they did to our POWs and everybody who fought a valiant fight before they would murder or do whatever they did. They would come by and look at them, and then their fake egos, probably the ones who didn't even fight in the war, and go, good morning, did you have a good morning talk? Well, you know, in German, good morning. Anyway, they'll say it, and it was a slander. And here y'all talking about, good morning, bro. What's up? Hey, man, if you don't get away from me, bro, I ain't in mourning nothing. You don't have to be further afflicted or annulled by the moot aspirations of those things that find themselves walking in the light of death. Appreciate you guys. Beautiful ladies, magnificent brothers. Been a good read today. Lord, what's up, beloved? What's happening? Delusions, I got you, beloved. Marcus Williams, what's up, beloved? Flower water is a bacterial fighter too. Yo, I saw you did that one with the, yeah, it is, baby. It sure is. You know what's good? I don't know if you can really entrust the people to sell you this good stuff. I was looking at buying some edible roses, because you could take the edible roses, and the edible flowers, and you could put them in mineral water and let them sit overnight with a cap. And you can drink that and eat the flowers, because we need fiber. We actually do need fiber. I'm going to show y'all something when I come back on. It's a drink that I'm going to have before my first meal. Right now I have my fish. I'm going to show you how it looks plated. But because y'all saw me just put the seaweed in it. I do it every day. That's part of my diet, right? That 1 meal. And then popcorn at night. I like skinny popcorn, so don't beat me up. If you find something bad about it, let me know. I'm not looking into it because I like it. Anyway, I'm going to show y'all something that's magnificent to have. All right, let me finish the last little bit of this Rise coffee. You know, this is Doze. With no honey, and it is actually fabulous. Just the mushroom coffee with a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Fabulous. Okay, but I'm going to show you this before we read. I'm going to actually stare it, let it, and while I'm reading, and when I see what it does, I'm going to say, I want y'all to see this, and then I'm going to explain to you what's happening, and then what it does for you when I consume it. Everything around you has been, we're going to say, perverted. Now, I know y'all more in tune now with the upside down, inverted, backwards, reverse. It's even worse than that. Okay? But we just smile at it. You have to be the beacon, the signal. All right? Oh, baby, I'll be watching. You know I'll be watching when you do your stuff, baby. Recycle my orange and lemon pills. You dang right, baby. Be careful with Whole Foods. Spiritual warfare, it is, baby. The ninja bots, dead soul humans running them up. Yes, they are. But we don't give them, you correct. We don't give them energy. Make sure the young ones and everyone know it. You're in time wars, so be careful who you give your gospel to. Exactly. You don't have to run around and give it to anyone. I really hope everybody. Hey, Original Lone Wolf, how you like that shower head, man? Because I'm attempting to get I told other people about it, right? And they're like, well, I want to know how it is. Original Lone Wolf, please tell them, how is that shower head? I'm going to actually, the picture that I sent you, I'm going to take that with the box and everything, show them the one that's in the shower, and I'm gonna show them what it looks like, the chargers and everything, and what's in it. Now, I'm not saying everything is beneficial. What I'm saying is, if you want to change up a little bit, you don't have 5 and 10,000 to change your whole water system. You don't want a hard or soft, but to have a mineralized sort, and you don't have the tub, a separate tub in your home that where you could put volvic ash and make your own mud to soak in. So there are people that does that, do that. But and that stuff's beneficial because, like I said, the biggest pores in your body, besides the holes in your mouth and your eye, your face, and everything, and your middle, the 7th chakra, is your feet. Your feet have the biggest pores. That's why I tell people, when you go out there and you're getting these men, especially getting these pedicures, be careful of the orange stuff they use to scrub your feet and a number of other things, because a lot of our people will have serious allergic reactions to some of those chemicals because it's not made here. They're using stuff made over there with chemicals that are not good for you. Will cause your heart palpitations, a whole lot of other things. Look into this, okay? Original Lone Wolf, you here, brother? I asked you how you like the shower head, beloved. Anyway, I'm going to share it with you guys. I would advise you to look into getting a really good one. This one is actually practical. I had the other one that had the beads in it, but the beads I ordered to get the carbon and all that, I said, I don't like the way that's established, because I know when I built water filtration things, I didn't establish stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I really want y'all to check it out. I'm going to put the pictures together. I'll make a post explaining all the information. I'm actually going to reach out to them too and say, hey, look, I hope you guys don't mind. I'm going to call them, okay, today, and say, I want to do a little post on YouTube, and I've got a couple of people to purchase it, and see what comes of that. All right? So again, bump stocks. Yeah, they're good to go. Now, bump stocks, what's based on that? From Donald Trump's goofiness of banning that, which you couldn't ban, it wasn't illegal, because they had him do it. That was illegal. That was the rule that they used to stop the rare breed FRT and all the other stuff that you see out here. Actually, we can have full automatic weapons. I'm fortunate. All right, I bought mine at a time when I can buy them, because I was in the military, and we all heard the injunction that was coming down. We all went and bought all the full automatics in Florida we can get. I don't need to say no more than that, but yes. You don't want to shoot full auto anyway. That's all if you want to keep somebody's head down or something like that. That don't solve nothing. But we should be able to have RPGs and rockets and everything else. But because of the perversion of the system and the people they put in place that everybody's bought and paid for, until you realize this, you're going to probably stay right where you're at, loved ones. Y'all still use that word love. I keep telling you, we don't need the word love. We are eternally bonded, because you see what love has gotten you. I need to say any more? Again, see y'all here in a couple hours. All right?